Hello and welcome to Super Nerds UK. Welcome to our new studio, our new jazzed up place to film. I'm going to hand you over to Tim now, and Tim's going to tell you what we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, today I'm just giving some of my thoughts basically on E3. I know it's been out for over a week now, but this is just some of my things after the dust has settled, to give my tidbit on basically what I think about some of the announcements and some of the games that have been announced, basically. So,
Floor's yours, Tim.
Yeah, so first of all I'm going to talk about Nintendo, because I think Nintendo probably overall had the least amount of titles to announce, and there's only really two titles that I kind of really like the look of. When it comes to the DS, I don't own a DS or anything like that, so I'm not really interested in some of the stuff they have on there. But obviously it's their best platform, because it sells much better than the Wii U. But yeah, it's the ones that stand out for me are probably the Star Fox title. I really enjoy all the other Star Fox titles, especially the first one.
What's it called over there?
Oh, it's called Star Wing here, that's
Star
right.
Wing, yeah. I can remember Star Wing on the
Super
Nintendo, and
yeah.
couldn't play it, too hard.
Oh really?
Probably one of those simple games that too hard for me. Probably why you've got the floor on this.
Yeah. So basically, it looks great. It looks impressive. The graphics look great. I just wish I owned a Wii U. Hopefully, I'll pick one up eventually. And the other one was the Yoshi's Woolly Island or Woolly World. I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head, and I couldn't get to look it up because I haven't had time to do it. But that looks pretty interesting to me. The puzzles in it look good. When we saw it last year, they only showed a few bits of it, but now that they showed more gameplay this time, it does kind of look appealing. Looks like it could be good fun. Even my kids said they like the look of it.
Basically, Little Big Planet, isn't it, for Nintendo?
It looks kind of like a Little Big Planet for Nintendo, but with Yoshi as a woolly figure. I'm not really too bothered about the amiibos or anything like that. That's a whole different topic for me when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah, the game looks quite interesting. Looks like a lot of fun. And that was really pretty much it for Nintendo for me. I think overall they probably had the weakest E3 when it comes to it. Feel free to say if you disagree. But I know they've done these new videos now. They started last year with the videos that they're doing for the conference, not any live on stage stuff anymore, which is fine. You know, that works for them, and they're able to control all the content and everything much better. And for me though, it kind of loses that live feel, and you know, something could go wrong or something like that. It kind of loses that kind of thing. But overall though, it was a kind of impressive video. Wasn't too into the puppets or anything like that, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't my cup of tea, but those two titles are the ones that stood out for me. So anyway, moving on to our next one is Microsoft. Now Microsoft, I think, had probably the slickest overall presentation. They definitely didn't have many problems with anything, and they had a very good lineup of titles. Their overall start off was very strong with the Superman. They had the Superman music from Man of Steel, over like a little intro bit with some of their titles, which I thought was very good, very well presented. All the announcements were very clear, very well done, and the pacing was brilliant. Very good, very strong presentation. And some of the things that stood out for me on that, one of the biggest things actually was the backwards compatibility. That was a big announcement. I think Sony were blown back by that, actually. The way I see all this is kind of like a trump cards game. Every year in E3 they try to outdo each other. So mainly Sony and Microsoft are playing trumps, going, oh, we've got this, we've got that. And a few years ago when they announced the actual PlayStation floor, you know, Sony had the biggest trump card on that with the price and no DRM. But anyway, that's a whole old story now. But I think Microsoft have done great turning around with their Xbox One. They've really made a good job of it. And
they were losing the fights a little bit, weren't they? Xbox?
Yeah, they were at first, and now they're definitely coming back, and they've got a good strong lineup of titles. With this backwards compatibility, we'll see how that goes, hopefully, because they did announce it for the Xbox 360, and we saw how that went. It kind of fell flat, but it looks like they're much more engaged in it this time. So hopefully all they need now is the publisher's permission to get the game onto the to work on the Xbox One. And all you need to do is either probably put the disc in and say you've got the game, and then you can either download it or you can play it off the disc, which is really good. Another thing that they announced was Halo. Obviously they've got Halo coming out. Looked very, very good. I do like the Halo titles.
Halo's their Uncharted, isn't it?
It's their flagship shoot 'em up title. Yeah, look great. The multiplayer aspect of it looks fantastic. I really like the fact they've got Nathan Fillion as a character. And I thought that was a nice touch. I'm sure he's absolutely buzzing because he loves video games and things. And he's like, I'm in Halo, so that's great to see him in there.
But Nathan Fillion to me also automatically makes something 100% better, even with him just being in it.
Yeah, it's just really good to see.
He's one of them people. He's when you see him in something, it's like, I have to watch that.
Yeah, he looks a lot younger in it now. Made him look younger. Another one was Gears of War. They've announced the Gears of War. That's been in a lull for a while. It was mainly a lot of action titles I found that they've announced in this one. And then they had EA come on, which was probably the most boring bit. I can't remember the guy's name now who came on to introduce it all. The EA sort of early access stuff they've got, which, take it from me, if you get early access to EA titles, it's not a big deal because they're usually full of bugs anyway. They're not the best. I wouldn't bother yourself with trying to get early access to EA titles. Wait till they've come out, and even then they usually need patching anyway. But
so with this all access then, I'm not a gamer. I never followed E3. I only followed the E3 reaction on Twitter and stuff. Do I still need to buy the likes of the FIFA game as well, or will I get that with me subscription?
You can still buy FIFA titles, but the way this works, as far as I can remember, is you pay for the subscription fee, and then they give you access to a lot of games in the backwards library.
Oh, back library.
And also new stuff as well, and then early access as well onto stuff that's been.
So if you say you're generally a sports nut, and you normally buy your FIFA, you normally buy your NHL, you normally buy say your basketball games, you'd still need to buy them to play them.
Yeah. You still need to buy. I think so. Anyway, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong here. From what I got from it is that if you pay the subscription, I think you can probably just get access to all the games. I might not need to buy them.
Okay,
or you might just get discount. I can't remember now. I'm really sorry, but it was just so boring. Just turned off when EA came on.
You missed half of it because you fell asleep.
EA. And then there was the Elite controller. I thought that was quite cool. This is obviously a customizable controller they're bringing out that works with Windows 10 and with your Xbox One. You can customize a lot of the buttons, change the paddles on the back. It looks really good, so you can have really full control of changing gears when you're driving Forza or wherever. So I like the look of that. Oh, it's probably going to cost a packet though. It'll probably be like about 90 quid. Because even the normal controller now is like, what, 50 quid?
50 quid, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what price bracket they put.
That's why I like playing better on my own. Not to buy extra bad.
Yeah. I thought overall though Microsoft had a very slick conference. It was probably my second best, and I'll tell you why. Sony's probably my first best in a minute. But I thought they did really well. It was a very good E3, very strong overall E3. I thought actually for all three of them. And then anything else I've got on there in my notes? The HoloLens. Very interesting, this HoloLens. I'm quite interested to see what further development they do with it. But from what I saw with the Minecraft demo that they did, it was quite incredible. It's coming into the aspect now of kind of like, if you think of Iron Man, where he's got his holographic layout and he can manipulate holographic things in his basement. It's kind of like that, only you have to wear the lens, so you've got manipulation of all this stuff. And when they were showing the demo of this, of the Minecraft, where he was manipulating the world, shouting commands to it as well, obviously using Kinect in some way. looks very incredible. I'd love to see what other
Might
titles
have a
they can.
Kinect built into the helmet.
You're right. It might have a mic in there. You might not need a Kinect for it. I don't know. But the fact that the way it was all working, I'd love to see what other titles could use this to its full. See what the kind of stuff they can do with it. We'll get to see what third-party titles could do with it, because obviously if third-party titles are using it, then Sony may have to have something similar with theirs.
Yeah.
Who knows? If they'll announce something similar. They've got the Oculus, so we'll see what happens with that, I guess. And then we come to Sony. Now I think Sony had the strongest plethora of different titles, very mixed type of genres, whereas Microsoft did a lot of action-based stuff. Sony had a very mixed amount, and a lot of big announcements that they had as well. They had The Last Guardian, which a lot of people were really excited about. They had Final Fantasy VII as a total remake. I think people weren't expecting to see that. There was rumours going around. I think there was a leak as well. Sony had a leak. Again.
Every time you mention Sony, you cannot mention
No, they
Ellie,
had a leak.
can you?
Yeah. So it's interesting to see whether they've sorry, I'll step back a minute. It'll be interesting to see how this new version comes off, because it was only kind of a teaser trailer that they showed, but everyone seemed very excited about it. And then there was some other titles, which was one of the biggest ones that I think people were really excited about, was Shenmue 3. Now obviously Shenmue hasn't been out for 14 years, and the second one ended on a cliffhanger, and so people have been waiting for this for a long time, and I know people have been really, really excited about the announcement on this. Some people have been crying. There's a lot of reaction videos on YouTube. People just getting blown out of their minds because they saw Shenmue.
So Shenmue, so I've got, I said, I'm Tim's the gamer out of the two of us, and he followed E3. And before the show, we don't know someone, and when he mentioned Shenmue, I first of all got mixed up because I thought he meant Shinobi. I was like, really? Shinobi? And then he said about Shenmue, and I can remember Shenmue on the Dreamcast, or Shenmue, whatever it's called, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the open aspect of it. I enjoyed going there, buying me, getting the drink out of the vending machine and going and playing in the Atari and in the arcade. So that's something I'm quite excited about. I'm really excited about seeing that on the next generation console.
So hopefully people will fund this. I know in the Kickstarter, the last time I checked it, they already gone well over their budget from 2 million to 3.5 or something like that million now. So it's obviously getting a good funding. But I think the way Sony have agreed with it is they're not actually funding for the game. Kickstarter's doing that. They'll be just supporting them with the marketing. So that's still a big contribute from Sony. So they're getting a PS4 and they're getting it released on the Xbox, on the PC.
Let's be fair, the marketing started in at E3. As soon as he came on and said it was happening, everybody knew about it. There's your marketing started.
Apparently Kickstarter's servers went down because of the amount of hits they were getting from people trying to find it. So really big announcement. And then there was a few other announcements that people were probably expecting. Was Uncharted 4, which looks absolutely incredible. They had a bit of a hiccup when they started the demo, but you know they just carried on. And then the level they showed was quite incredible. There was no loading time. They basically went through this city. They saw an explosion in the far corner of the city, and then they just carried on. They walked through this part. They had a bit of a shootout with this armoured vehicle, and then the armoured vehicle was chasing them in a jeep, and they were just driving through multiple ways in this city, and it looked like you could take any sort of way you wanted to go. Everything was destructible, all buildings and all sorts. You could crash through all sorts of stuff. Really, really in-depth detail. It looks fantastic. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. It really does.
The Uncharted one that excites me, because like I said, when it comes to games, I'm rubbish. But the previous Uncharted, I've completed the 3 of them because they were that good. It was something stuck with so far because I was enjoying the stories as well as the game so much. So Uncharted 4 is something I've been like, when's it coming? When's it coming? So
they've always upped the ante on all of them, and each time they've blown me away.
But wasn't it the only game that used the full compatibility, the full engine of the
at the time?
Yeah,
they do try to use the full capacity of the system really well. Then they announced the Oculus, which was only a brief announcement. Didn't even show anything with the Oculus, I can't remember now, but I don't think they did. Just saying it's on the way. So, okay, great. And another one was No Man's Sky. Now the guy who presented the No Man's Sky didn't seem to be he's not the best presenter in the world. He just kind of said, this is the universe, and I'm just going to go to this place. And he just could have put a bit more enthusiasm into it, but overall the game does look quite incredible. The universe of it looks very expansive. You can get into battles with factions, you can go to any world you want to. I'm quite interested to see how this works. I just hope it's not like a sort of a thing where you go to any world and it's just kind of a slightly different grass when you went with just a different colour grass. You know, I hope there's like a bit more variety than that.
It sounds interesting.
It does sound very interesting,
really,
and
really interesting.
I'm sure a lot of people, you know, will buy it, but it does look really good. And to really wrap up, they had a couple more things. They had the Scarecrow additional pack that is coming out on Batman.
Batman comes to my house tomorrow.
So I'll be interested to see that as well. I'm very interested to see how that works. If you just play the cop character or something like that, or if you actually do play Batman as well. They'll probably bring up other characters you can play. And for me, they're the ones that stood out. Another title that I'm really looking forward to is Star Wars Battlefront. That's hopefully EA haven't killed it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
The games have been a bit hit and miss, haven't they, for the Star Wars games, haven't they?
Yeah, well, you can either have a really good one or it's really poor. So I really like the Battlefront series.
I'm looking forward to the Disney Infinity Star Wars that comes out later in the year.
I really don't care about the Infinity because I don't care about the toys.
See, that's me. I collect things.
Yeah, you like that sort of stuff. But for me, everything should be on the game, just already there. I don't really like all the extra. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me, all that stuff. It works for people, that's great, but not for me. Yeah. So that's basically it. That's my quick thoughts on how E3 went. I thought it was a very strong E3. Everyone has some good stuff to announce. Nintendo didn't really say anything new. I look forward to the next one where they're going to talk more about the NX and the new stuff that they're developing. So they kind of held back on everything like that and just announced everything that we kind of knew was going to be announced and re-announced stuff that they've already announced already. As for Sony and Microsoft, very good, strong conferences. I thought Sony's, the way they sort of padded everything out.
Sounds a day is better, do you reckon?
No, I thought Microsoft were better at presenting wise. But, announcement wise though, Sony had the best announcements. Best content, yeah. But still very close and very strong altogether. So there you go, that's me done. If you want to give me your thoughts on what you thought about E3, please put them in the comments below, and anything that I've said or Ian's mentioned, please feel free to put what you think down. I've probably made a load of mistakes saying all this stuff because off the top of my head I'm terrible. But there you go, that's me done.
Thanks for watching Super Nerds UK. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter on supernerds_UK. Don't forget to listen to our Spider-Man podcast, which is over on Super Nerds UK on Podomatic. It's also available on our YouTube channel, Super Nerds UK, the video version. We really enjoyed doing it. Hopefully we'll branch into doing some more podcasts soon. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell them that tell us what we do, and tell them if we're any good. Don't forget to comment below, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what we're doing. We want to make the videos that you want to see. Do you like like our new filming location?
This is all work in progress.
Yes,
we've just been given this space, which we're really grateful for. So we're just kind of working around what we want to do with it.
So so follow us on all our different things over on social media. We've now got Instagram as well, Super Nerds UK. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching and for your support, everyone. See you next time.